Welcome to my Inner Peace Talks with my gorgeous, fabulous friend, soul sister, and guest, Janet Groom. She's joining us live today. So I'll be reading. Here we go. Sorry for that. Janet is the founder of Uplift 2020 project, a transformational life coach and author. Janet is a lightworker who aims to inspire and uplift the world through her work as a coach and as an author. And now, in the world's time of crisis, she has set up the Uplift 2020 project to bring people together to raise spirits, share love, and inspire hope through stories, poems, quotes, art, tips, and more. And she will be sharing more about that. Thank you. Welcome, Janet.
Oh, thank you, Caroline. Thank you ever so much for inviting me. This is very exciting because here I am in the UK by the coast and you're in Switzerland. And I think thank goodness for technology that we can connect, that we all can keep connected at this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so important to come back to our inner peace. I mean, you have had quite a journey in your life also, and I feel you had many moments when you really had to come back to your inner peace, like we all do now, and the world is just a bit upsetting.
Indeed. In fact, actually, with Caroline, what we were just talking before we started to go live, I've just literally moved back from Switzerland where I knew Caroline. We've met a few times, and it was quite a stressful move, an international move, quite stressful. And we've just moved back to Kent, and I was all excited about all the things I could do being back. And within 2 weeks, my husband had ruptured his Achilles tendon, so he couldn't drive and has been quite a struggle because he's on crutches, 12 weeks of being on crutches. So that was a challenge. We're in a rented place and we just started renovating a house, which now is on hold because of the lockdown. So it's been one thing after the other. And I have to say is I definitely reached the stage where it was too much. Just too much, and I could feel myself starting to go into that sort of dark, scary place again because I wasn't coping. And I remember I went out for a walk, one of the daily walks that I'm allowed by the sea, which I have to say I love the mountains. Now I'm loving being by the sea. And I sat down and just thought, you know, Janet, what can you do? What can you do now in this current moment? And what do I need? What do I need? And I thought, Caroline knows I'm somebody, I always need to be doing something and bringing people together. And it felt really, really the time to step up and to start to bring people together to share uplifting news, information, tips, anything that can help us get through this time of crisis.
Yes, and I'm deeply honored you asked me also and invited me to be part of your Uplift the World, your gorgeous project where you create things, and I'm gonna contribute a love letter. It's in the making. So the deadline hasn't reached yet, and please share more about your gorgeous project.
Okay, the project is it's evolving. It was initially just going to be focusing on love. And then we thought, well, actually in the current crisis, we need a lot more than that. We obviously love is very important, but we also need inspiration and motivation, as well as reminding about hope. And the word uplift actually came from a conversation I had with someone else because we live in a world where we are intuitive, where we're very highly sensitive people. And I was having a conversation and someone pulled a card for me because I was thinking I'm lacking a little clarity in what I should be doing. and it came through very loud and clear. It was basically, well, Janet, whatever you do to uplift yourself will uplift humanity. And I thought, oh, that just chills down my back. And I got, I just went, that's it. And I was at that time when it was like starting to feel really not in a good place. I thought, well, what can I start to do? And I thought, I like to share good things. I like to share more positive messages. I like to connect people. I like to, as we do here, connect and have conversations and talk to people. And I thought, that's what I had been doing. That's what I need to be doing. And uplift, the meaning of uplift means to raise or elevate spiritually and emotionally. I thought that is so perfect. So that's how the uplift, and then of course 2020, because it's that's the year. So yeah.
And that's gorgeous. And are you still looking for contributors, or are you already full?
Oh no, always, because there's several different ways it's going to sort of go. There's a Facebook group where things are shared publicly, so there's uplifting messages, even anything sort of that I feel that can be useful to someone, because I share some content that parents might find useful to keep their children occupied, because it is a big learning curve for all of us. So anything that can be useful. So that's the Facebook groups. There's lovely things going on there, photographs and just lovely uplifting things there. Then there's going to be initially an ebook. So you're contributing your love letter for that, and a few other people are doing some short stories. I've got some poems, I've got some motivational quotes, and there's lovely illustrations going into that book as well. So that when it'll go out as an ebook initially, because I can get that out quickly, with a view that hopefully down the line we can produce that as a print version that people can sit and enjoy looking through it. We also are setting up the Uplift Hub YouTube channel, and Caroline's going to come on and give a little interview on that, where again I can chat to people about their experiences, and particularly right now do a lockdown series where we can share tips on coping at this time. And who knows after that, but yes, contributions, anything. If you know a story, a beautiful story that just makes you feel good, maybe a neighbor has done something or someone's doing something that is sharing that kindness, those random acts of kindness, I think that's magic. So even out of this being a completely challenging crisis where it is scary and a lot of people are feeling that and frightened and fear is taking over, there's so much of the humanic kindness of humanity also coming through, and that's what I want to amplify, that we're getting those messages and not all the ones that we're hearing on the media. It's that's scary, and we need to share the positive messages that there is that kindness, there is so much goodness in this world.
And I also feel it's funny how we're bodily distancing, but actually we're connecting more heart to heart. We're feeling much closer. I call my mom daily. I've never done that before. I connect with more people I haven't reached out in a while. Just speaking to you, I feel it more in my heart than ever before. I think we are more connected on a different level, on a heart level, and that's all the inspiration and the love and that uplifting, that comes from that heart area opening up is really needed. And yes, the kindness, that understanding and compassion, and really looking out for the people who need it now, and people helping with groceries, bringing it to the door or anything. And this is great, this is lovely.
It is. I mean, my sister has been sewing masks and scrubs for the NHS here, the health professionals. I know people here, because restaurants have closed, but some of the restaurants are actually preparing meals and delivering them to people who need them, like sort of some of the elderly people who cannot get out. So it's so uplifting to hear those stories where people have gone, okay, well, what can I do? I want to do something. I'm not a healthcare professional. There are you know, on the front line, there are our army fighting for us. But there's so much that each one of us can do. There was a beautiful story here of a veteran who's 99 years of age, and he wanted to do his bit. And he is on like one of these walking frames, and he actually put up, I think someone in his family put up, he wanted to raise £100 for the NHS to support. And he said for £100 he was going to walk 100 times around his garden.
Wow.
Well, this got out, and he actually raised £500,000.
Wow.
And who would have thought that like an elderly gentleman at 99 years of age, like walking around his garden, could have done so much? And that just shows you the power of just like taking that step to do something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it only needs one, you know. It's one, and then another shares, and that's really amazing. So you're doing this gorgeous Uplift the World, your project, and you can find it on Janet's website, janetgroom.com, and then it's /Uplift-2020.
Exactly.
And of course, I'll be sharing the links also to her YouTube channel and her group afterwards. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We will come back to you and your comment and happily answer anything. Is there anything you love to share? Maybe have you a way of coming back to your inner peace, or is it more like with collaborating with like-minded souls?
I have to say, actually talking to you, Caroline, and I've talked to a few other people as well, that boosts my energy levels, and I feel it, and I get excited again, and that's magic. But I have to say, when you talk about inner peace, that's when I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I go out for my daily walk. I go out early because then there's not too many people around, and I just enjoy the moments being by the sea and the stillness. Normally it was a bit stormy yesterday, but over the weekend it was beautiful, and that's where I find then the peace is like sort of just being reconnecting with nature, because I'm kind of missing that, because where I'm living, I just said to Caroline, I have no outdoor space, which is like but when I get out and do that's where I then can find that calm, that peace, mm-hmm. and that knowing that I am doing the best I can, and I can only hope that it will have that ripple effect to go out to reach the people who really need it. And that's all I can do. And thanks to you, Caroline, for connecting with me and contributing and being part of it and inviting me to talk about it. That's precious.
Yeah, it's all about collaboration, walking this together. No one is ever alone. We are all connected and we are all one. And I love to support, I love to share, and uplifting, inspiration. And yes, it's beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Janet, for being here. And we leave the comments, we come back to all your questions. And I'm so happy you came here and are one of my very first guest in my Inner Peace Talk. So thank you so much. And yes, nature is so healing and soothing, and just feeling that connection. And for me, sometimes just walking barefoot out in the garden on the grass, it's just like, everything falls away and I feel, okay, I am supported. The earth is carrying me and everything is going to be okay no matter what. We might not know how, but we know that it is. And yes, keep sharing beautiful pictures of nature. And for people who can't go out at the moment, look at pictures, maybe listen to beach wave sounds on YouTube, anything that helps you connect to nature, because nature is our greatest healer.
Absolutely, and I think that is important, because it's some meditations as well, because I know that you do some beautiful meditations. There's some beautiful ones there that are nature related ones, which also I have found helpful as well. So definitely.
Any last word, Janet?
Oh, well, Caroline, thank you. And just reaching or speaking to the audience, you know, we are in this together. We are one. And I think this is what it's reminding us, that we are humanity together with nature, with our animals as well. And that we need to support each other through this. And the little that you do will have that ripple effect and will make that difference. So yes, do it from the heart.
Thank you so much, Janet. And yes, the more we connect to love and the more we connect to our inner peace, we can share that love and that inner peace with the world. So thank you all for being here, sharing more about Janet's offer. I apologize, speaking too much. See you soon in one of my next episodes of Inner Peace Talk. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.